It is wonderful to see every one of you here. Because I want to say something. I am goddamn sick and tired of being told that the anti-war movement is dead. And I say that as someone who, with sisters and brothers in the Brandywine Peace community, for now approaching 40 years, have stood not just faithfully, but consistently at Lockheed Martin. And before that, GE. And those are the places that hold the money, that produce the weapons. And more recently, we have started a campaign at the Drone War Command Center in Horsham, PA. I will return to that. But I want to give something of a sense of maybe an arc. The arc of my generation, so to speak. And I look at Tom Payne Cronin there, and Bill Earhart, W.D. Earhart, and some of this might sound familiar. John Grant, Vets for Peace. In August of '68 was the first time I ever went to a political convention. First time. It was in Chicago. And I was treated to what one person would call it, I was christened with tear gas and a club across the back of my neck. And this was just a few months before I would submit to imprisonment for refusing to cooperate with the draft and to submit myself to be killing fodder in the Vietnam War. I know that Bill Earhart and other veterans here, for them, the reference of Vietnam will never end. The memory of Vietnam will never end. The smell of napalm will never, ever end. And for me, the lessons I learned in resisting the war in Vietnam has basically been the teaching lesson for my life and much of the Brandywine Peace community over these years. One thing that jail teaches you, is to see things from the bottom. Absolute bottom. You look out and you look with automatic suspicion on those who are wealthy. You look out and you look with suspicion of those who talk easily of war. You look out and you see the corporate clowns that control the purse strings of this society and the technological development of this society. And that has been a defining characteristic of the Brandywine Peace community. We have not worked within the system at all. We have not. We have not worked with any system. And that's what keeps us poor. That's what keeps us poor. The only system we work within is a commitment to non-violent resistance. To non-violent resistance. That's what we offer ourselves up to. Whether it be a General Electric and the acts of the Plowshares 8 in taking hammers to nuclear warhead casings 32 years ago now. or the act of the rooftop plowshares. We climbed a fifth-story building, through the ladder, cut some wire, up the ladder to the top of the building, and poured blood down the side of that test facility for war in space. And I say, I want you to think about simple. Jean-Paul Sartre once said, "The greatest crime of our age is making life and death realities obscure, making life and death realities abstract." And that is why Malcolm X used to say, speak it plain, speak it direct. Don't argue, speak it. Speak it plain, speak it direct. And that is what we've sought to do on the streets and in the courts and in and out of a few jails along the way. And now to the Drone War Command Center. People have been protesting killer drones and drone warfare for some years. Here in Philadelphia, Marge Van Cleef, who will speak to you, has had a monthly drone death walk, making it clear, speaking it plain, a drone death walk. And we've been continuing our resistance at Lockheed Martin, the world's #1 war profiteer, and #1 now, Nick Modern, #1 now, drone war technology manufacturer. So, what happened? What happened? One day, Patrick Meehan, a congressman from Delaware County and parts of Montgomery County, announces the establishment in Horsham, Pennsylvania, of a drone war command center. They don't call it that, they call it a UAV remote unit. A UAV remote unit. That's called bullshit.
Yeah!
A UAV remote unit? It's a drone war command center. It took 3 years to bring it online, and it opened this past April. And what open means is they've trained enough computer operators to sit in front of a computer monitor. You can imagine yourselves, any of you doing this, with a hand on the joystick, on this, the war joystick, and picking up the drone once it's been launched in Pakistan or Afghanistan and guiding it to its target, and then unleashing its Hellfire missile. Unleashing hell. At least the military can be somewhat honest. Unleashing hell. And that's what the Drone War Command Center is. So I would like to invite all of you, if you haven't gotten too tired of the protest thing, to join us this coming Saturday in Horsham at the Drone War Command Center, where we will continue to make it plain, make it simple, and to say, we won't stand for it. We didn't stop it before it starts, but we will stop it eventually. You know, there's all these arguments over this candidate or that candidate, and why this candidate and that candidate. Simple fact of the matter is any change, any matter of justice, any matter of peace didn't begin nor end with any candidate. Not a one. Not a one. They all began in the streets, in people resisting nonviolently, and people going to jail, and people going continually to the courts. It's witnessed in people picking up hammers against the implements of war. That's how change happens. So don't get involved in all this shit about Bernie or Hillary or Donald Trump, the fascist. The simple fact, ask yourself, what must I do? What must I do? Not who you should vote for. Not who you should vote for. What should I do? Please vote for justice. Please vote for peace. Love you all.
Yeah.